Well, it's finally here. The marketplace and print on demand services are finally available. It went from a closed beta to an open beta, and I'm excited and I'm ready to dive right into this. Hey everybody, welcome back to Decks and Bytes. Today we're going to be talking about the announcement that was made and what this means for the game moving forward. That it went from a closed beta to now an open beta. From my understanding, what this means is that they're still testing it and trying to make tweaks, but it is now accessible to almost everybody. So in this first part, it dives into that there's a new era starting, and I would agree with that statement. If we dive deeper into this, it kind of just breaks down some of the challenges that they were facing, expresses their empathy and their understanding that the player base was frustrated with this service not being available. One of the things that I would like to point out is the countries that it's available in. So it's not worldwide quite yet, but it's hit a majority of the bulk of players. From my understanding, the locations that are not available yet is because of the banking system that they use. They're having some issues getting the funds in or via transferring them. There's still some tweaks to be done with that, but this is great news. This announcement is very necessary, and I get the perspective that this should have been operational before the game was released. And I've said that myself, that they should have maybe delayed the release of the game until they were fully operational and had this to become available at launch. They also should not have overcommitted themselves by saying that this was going to be prepared by this date, it was going to be able to be used by this date, and they just kept pushing it back and back and back, and that became a frustration for many players. What I think this does in the overarching perspective is that it's going to do one of two things. It's either going to bring new players into the game now that it's operational, also with the new set being released. It could also pull in some of the players that left simply due to this feature not being operational, and maybe people will give it a second chance. The good thing is that it's operational and it's functional and it's working. The con of this, it's almost taken too long because of the duration and how long it took to become operational with this. It's bled out a lot of players. Every player that I've known to try Altered has enjoyed Altered. It's not a functionality of the game or the game not being enjoyable. It's a promise and lack of commitment issue via the company and them making promises and not following through with those. So while I think that this is a win, it's yet to be seen how big of a win this is going to be. So if we go to this market and then we go here, we can see all of the listings and we can buy or sell, whatever the case may be. Then it's pretty easy. As you can see, you can see how many you have right there. If you want to sell it, all you have to do is press in how much you want to sell it for, and then publish it. And then it will become available right here. So that's a cool little feature. I think the interface, me personally, is super easy. So I think that this is a really big step in the right direction. And I'm glad that it's finally been released and gone live and that people are able to test it and kind of resolve and find bugs. So there's two kind of points to be made here. First, you have the current players and then you have the new players. For the current players that stuck with it, I think they're being rewarded kind of through the waiting and then sticking with it. But from a newer player that didn't have to experience that, I think it's going to be a lot smoother for them. And for myself personally, I think if you were someone that was on the fence about playing, it's kind of the perfect window to start playing because you're able to now get the cards for a lot cheaper, a lot more secure, and all centrally located. So this now allows for those newer players to have access to all of the cards without having to rely on breaking and cracking boxes. But for the current players that's already been playing for a while, this allows them to complete their collection, to have more access to the cards that maybe they didn't have before. And this also allows for them to now be all in one place where everybody can see the price. I know for myself, before purchasing on these third-party markets, the price was never consistent and there was a lot of confusion. Now that's kind of went away. The price is now, I would say, focused on the accurate price. And it has, as if you see in this article, it's its own ecosystem. And that is what a lot of people wanted. They wanted to have a ecosystem that was all in one place where they could buy, trade, sell, and get the cards all in one place. The print on demand right here And so it tells you when they're going to start, and it usually takes 3 to 5 business days after printing. If you're interested in getting the cards that you purchased, now it's going to be even easier. I think there should be a lot of optimism. This is going to draw new players into the game. I think people that maybe left, this is going to draw and pull those players back in. Kind of wrap this all up, I think that this is a massive win. I am so excited for this. I cannot believe that it's finally became operational. My concerns are, how big of a win is this going to be? And is this enough to kind of shift the tides away from the negativity and start focusing on the growth of the game? I'm not sure. And I also think that the growth that is going to be experienced is going to be different in each area of the world that you live in. So my opinion is that let's wait this out, see how things go over the next month before the new release happens. I'm having a very optimistic outlook. I'm very positive about this. If you watch any of my previous videos, you understand that I was very hypocritical about this, and I was really stressing the importance of them focusing on getting this available to the public, that this needed to be the absolute main focus of everybody that was working on this. That needed to be the company's main priority, because the game wasn't going to survive much longer if it didn't give players something. One of the things that is kind of on this point is, I was talking with some store owners. We were talking about the store's ability to hold this long term. Most of the money that stores make off of is they make a larger margin on singles than they do on sealed. Sealed, they're not able to make as much money back on. Having the marketplace where now stores can crack boxes and sell singles, that might draw more stores to want to order the product, crack the boxes, and be able to sell them on the marketplace. I'm not 100% certain that that will do that, but that's just a thought that I had. I think that's a possibility. I'm just super excited, super optimistic. I hope that this allows for the game to grow some more, but we'll have to see. Let me know down below what you guys think. If you're excited or if you're optimistic, I'd love to have a conversation with you. I think this is a very interesting position and time period within this TCG. But that's all I got for you guys. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.